All right, it appears that my mic was muted, but we are back. Some Total Warhammer 2 early access Hunter and the Beast DLC. Now we are going to be seeing a little premiere match between King of the Dead and Falcon, and we're going to be trying to get a King of the Hill going a little more formally here. And we're also going to post the link in a bunch of also see what good old boy Talon is doing. He's finishing up his Warpstone Cup. Probably won't get too many viewers until that reaches its finale, but we'll do what we'll do and see how it goes. All right. This. Oh, looks like the game is starting, so I guess we might as well take the screen blocker out. Okay. Go ahead and take a little look-see at Italian stream here to see if we're impeding or not. Alright, well, this technically isn't part of the King of the Hill, but, you know, might as well be. We got... Is this King of the Dead? Yeah, King of the Dead commanding the Tomb Kings with 3 Tomb Guard with halberds. He's bringing a Casket of Souls, a Bone Giant. Looks like Archon the Black with Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna, his Curse, and then the Tomb Blade, and his little magic winds upgrader item as well. We got the Tomb Prince, just kitted out with his normal Tomb Prince stuff on a horsey. The Hekaran warriors in the back, along with 2 skeleton spearmen, one being the Regiment Renown with poison, extra armor, and charged defense against all. Then Falcon with 4 Pterodon riders, all the regular poison variants. 3 Temple Guard, along with the 3 Sacred Boxagors, and the Sword of Spears, and Clan Mage Priest of Light. The Carrion are going to go harass the Pterodon riders, but they should lose that combined with the pestering skirmish fire and them being outnumbered as well. Not going to end well. However, the Bone Giant's trying to get in there. Casket of Souls raining down some pain on the Temple Guards. But we're looking like Falcon's just gonna run and try to bash the face of the whatever Tomb King throws at him. Pretty much, he doesn't really have much room for much else with this build. Although it is surprising he's running these guys so far out. Again, this isn't part of the normal the King of the Hill officially, so they could just be testing stuff, but it looks like they're doing a real skirmish game. Feel each other's builds out. Well, it looks like the aerial engagement's going to the lizards, as expected. Carrion kind of he's waddling his Croxagors right through the halberds. Or no, he's just gonna group bash. No, he's running away. One's getting macaronied a little bit. Fate of Buna going down on Temple Guards that have been kind of getting hammered by that casket all game. Taking a significant chunk of damage. Banishment kind of failing him there. That was not good. There's a lot of friendly fire. Clan Mage Priest of Light hates his own troops. Engagements have been really haphazard so far, not really cohesive, but the Lizardmen have taken a ton of punishment on the way into this engagement here. 2 of the Boxagors are in like completely full health though. We get a Tomb Blade summon with the Skeleton Warriors from Archon, wherever that pixie little devil is. There he is. He's next to the Tomb Prince. The blob of halberds. The Pterodon Riders just chilling, shooting down probably at the Bone Giant, or possibly in the backs of. Maybe they're just chilling, conserving their ammo, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. I don't see them popping off any shots. Casket still, man, that arc is so crazy. I don't think it has like a minimum range. It can just kind of shoot up and down for whatever it needs to hit. Pretty dang accurate too, surprisingly. Pterodon Riders getting Barona's Time Warp. Are they jumping into combat or are they? Yeah, I guess they're just shooting stuff still. And it's looking like the Wizards are going to get bogged down here. I mean, they still have a lot of assets on the field, but everything for the Tomb Kings is just much more healthy and slowly grinding them down here. Temple Guard are faltering, the Boxagors are failing. Yeah, I think this is probably GG. These are definitely experimental builds, though. I'll tell you, this is not. There's nothing meta defining or the max, the peak. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing, man? It is good to see anybody who showed up from Sparty's event. Is a very, very glorious Warpstone at number 2. Who ended up winning? I didn't catch the end. Did not catch the end. We might. Can you guys hear the sound as well? I can turn this up. It sounds very quiet. Come on. Very quiet. Okay. Well, we're seeing some Pterodons route. Like, this is just kind of last desperation plays for the Lizardmen for sure. They just took such heavy losses on the way in there. And Archon with just being able to spam summons, get their little heal off. I think they already used their Shabdi, yeah. But there's just not much punching power on the Lizardmen. Yep. Army losses. I hate army losses so much, but how it goes. That is how it goes. Flying Taco 1? Good to hear. Quite alright, no idea you stream, but I've seen you internet. It does sound very quiet, right? Let me try to fix that. We'll take a little look-see at this screenshot. Not a lot of kills total on the Tomb Kings, but that is because there's mostly Boxagors and Pterodon Riders for Falcon's army. But the Casket of Souls did very well for itself. Archon being Archon's pretty good. I don't know what the Bone Giant did particularly that game. I was not observant enough to see if he sniped out anything important, such as the Slan, but it didn't look like it. And Pterodons didn't get their value after they killed the Carrion, which is very good. They killed the Carrion, but then I doth not know what they did. Okay, let's get the army boy up. Screen up. The fatty Slan. Ready to pork. Chow down on some hot dogs from the stands. Ristademos, what's up, buddy? Who did Taco beat? I believe it was Hijale, right? Hijale, their name. Oh, link my stream. Oops. Whoopsies. Wait, when did he say? 7 minutes ago. Ooh, oh. I have the link. Go find this lad. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Got Flying Taco versus King of the Dead here. So let's go to the tracker. I actually have a little a glorious tracker for all the wins and what have you. And we'll go. Okay, King of the Dead is 1, and then we'll put in other names if they win. All right, it's black screen. All right, the load is on. And yes, Hijale, if you're watching, I'll get you in, and let me message you on. Oh, you messaged me on. All right. All right, let's take a little look-see at the armies here. We got 2 Chaos Warriors in the Mirror Guard for good old King of the Dead. He's got 3, count them, 3 Chaos Spawn. We don't see these guys a lot, but they're starting to get a little rise back along with these Giants here since they're cheapening, and I think they got buffed a little bit, but I believe they just got cheaper as a whole, which is very, very nice for their viability. Got 2 Marauders, one being, both of them chevroned up on the flanks, and then we got Sartorial with just Searing Doom and Plague of Rust. No final transmutation for today. 2 Chaos Warhounds looking to sneak around and get into those skirmishers. These guys are going to be a little out of position due to the Vanguard, but he can correct that easily. Now we got the big pop-up. We got all like opposed to what all is holy, the Shredder of Lustria, if I can speak. Now this thing's probably the most effective of all the Saurians, obviously, but he also costs like 1/3 of your army, so generally not too cost effective. But if he tends to rout off entire armies by himself, especially low morale factions like Greenskins and Norska, can be pretty nice. Although Norska has a lot of tools to do with it. Anyways, for Red Crested Skinks, for that heavy armor piercing against Chaos, I think 5 of them, including the Regiment Renown, who can pop the Never Die or whatever the hell it's called. They won't lose models for a little bit, but they will still lose HP, so you'll see them go down to like very little HP, and then all of them are healthy for some reason, which is good for fighting capabilities, but not so much for general survivability. Doesn't actually help that much. Carnosaur prowling around with the Shredder as they're about to engage the front lines, and followed up by the Weird Spawn and other Chaos Spawn. They're just going to munch these Red Crested Skinks. I mean, even by themselves, Chaos Warriors have a decent chance against Red Crested Skinks. But the 2 Giants coming in against the Carnosaur and the Shredder. Now, Giants by themselves, this squad can definitely take out the Shredder. The Shredder can run away as the counterplay, but he has decided to commit with the Carnosaur, hopefully trying to single out one of these Giants, kill them, and then go for the other one as well. We have Nakai, big boy Nakai. Does he have... He has golden tributes, I believe. He should, yep. And he has the Miasma and the Roar. So he has all that good stuff. So the front line for the Lizards is already breaking. Chaos Spawn and Chaos Warriors relatively unscathed. All we have is the Shredder and Nakai, and the Carnosaur are still relatively healthy. Shredder's finally starting to take a beating, though. He's kind of isolated from his Carnosaur and Nakai. And these Giants are just going to pound town, smacking the crap out of him. Sartorial's doing his little jig, too. He's helping. He's contributing, okay. He gets a participation award, but he's probably thrown down a Plague of Rust every once in a while and what have you. But the rest of the army just crumbled so fast that the Shredder really couldn't do anything about it. And the Weird Spawn just are crumping gits out here, dude. 45, 50. So, I mean, they're contributing hardcore. Not like they need to a lot. It's just that bringing the Shredders is so... Unless they start routing stuff immediately... Oh, God. All those Skinks. Man, I feel bad for the skinks. They just like get crushed by like 1,000-ton dinosaur. Ugh. Here's a little wind blast. Does not do much against chaos warriors. They're fairly heavily armored. But that's about it. We can see Nakai duke it out with some giants and disgusting chaos aberrations. See how that goes for him. Ouch, melee blob. Love that screen blocker. Thanks, man. It's a very themed day. It's Lizardman themed. I definitely enjoy the Lizardman more than the Empire. However, I gotta pay some respect to the Empire. They are the boys, the humans living in this dark, grim world. But Lizardmen just thematically look cool. They pique my interest more. They tingle me berries. Alright, Nakai's broken. It's just refused to die. Is that what it's called? No, Primal Roar. But there's a refuse to die ability. I think that's its correct name. Little Chaos Hound's forgotten about, abandoned, but doesn't matter at this point. I don't know why the... Oh, it's just these guys. They're just still refusing to die. Unfortunately. This game's over. I don't know if you guys knew. You guys know in here? No? He doesn't know yet? Okay. I don't even know. I think they, like, the skinks have been dead forever. The Chaos Spawn are just smashing them into the ground. Die, die, die. And then they just start beating the crap out of each other. This big mosh pit. Chaos mosh pit. Nice. Yeah. There's Nakai gone. One lone skink. Okay. He died. GG. GG to King and Lying Taco. I will throw in the little screen locker here. Right. And Hajal, get your sweet buns in here. And we'll go army blocker. And we'll also go where are we? Okay. So as you can see, King of the Dead is going up 2, and I would put Flying Taco's name in here, but until he rotates back and gets a win, I don't feel like putting any more names up here because I'm lazy. All right, and there we go. We got beautiful Nakai in his natural habitat. Let's go back to the game. Good. Yeah, Hijal's very good. I've seen him play some games with Sooth. I've seen him like he is a very competitive player. So it is definitely going to be a good game between our glorious thick boy King of the Dead and Hijal Nale. I really I butcher that name every time. I say it differently every time. I don't know I'd pronounce it correctly, but we're going with the flow. Playing the Lizards versus Beastmen. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. Definitely King of the Dead has found a new love with this patch. He's no longer the Chariot Boy. He is now the Monster Masher. Loves those Chaos Spawn and Giants. Break after loose. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely been around town, up and down. Ooh. Need to get YouTube chat on my phone. Issue is that sometimes it lags and it lies to me. Lies. Sit on a throne. It'll be kind of delayed and weird and all sorts of stuff. Okay. Well, it appears to be. But yeah, doing just a little a boys bash, a boys gathering, and I'm also gonna hit up Yeah. You're loading, I see. You breathe. Monster Mash coming through. That flying taco nose. Through. Yeah. You know, we don't care about spelling and grammar here in the Gojira household. As long as you get the message across, it's all right. We got for King of the Dead yet again. Oh god, we're seeing another sword. Okay. 4 Goreherd with shields. 2 Centaurs with throwing axes backed up by 2 Chaos Warhounds with poison variant. 2 Minotaurs with great weapons. They got their increased speed to 62. Pretty dang nice, along with that juicy weapon strength. And adjusted Blood Greed, though. Blood Greed has changed in some way. I forget how. Maybe we can creep on into those stats before the game starts. 2 Chaos Spawn, of course, his favorite. We got a Caster of Death with Spirit Leech, Soul Blight, and Fate Abuna, along with his magic conduit booster item. I always forget. Each faction has their own little thing. Morgar, with all of his Chaos Spawn summoning abilities, so he will be popping off as per usual. We got Lord Mazdamundi, backed up by a Thunderous one, backed up by the Shredder, with 3 Red Crested Skinks, of course, the cohort of Sotek. We've been seeing this as a popular combination with the Shredder, as of the last few games I've witnessed. Skink cohorts, and 1 single Pterodon rider. We will see how the big old dinos deal with all these pesky beastmen. Can they rout them off? Can they deal with the monstrous infantry? Stay tuned to find out. 1-2 times versus King with the same army. Finally beat it and stream King of the Hill. You're kicked. Oh god. Yeah, Falcon, you can hop back in. Like, I have a little list right now of who's, or actually I don't have a little list. But I will if people start asking to be in. So if you want next, you can definitely call me. That's going. But we're getting the engagements. Skinks clashing in with Goreherd. The Goreherd should win, but the Red Crested Skinks will give them a run for the money. Dinos, of course, can be causing terror. Chaos Spawn don't care because they're unbreakable. Mazdamundi coming in, smashing into Chaos Spawn as well. Goreherd backed up with the poison Warhounds should definitely win against the Skinks. But both of these Warhounds over here are getting pushed off by the Skinks, even though they're incredibly more fast. Goreherd getting terrified. Shredder doing his job with the little banishment action. That's a nice combo. Mazdamundi and the Dread Saurian is actually a very nasty combo. It's probably one of the most viable combos for bringing a Saurian. And, ooh, it looks like the Brace Shaman might be getting routed off here, which is a big deal. If you can keep him off with the Pterodons or anything to chase him down, that would be amazing. Takes magic right off of the field for the Beastmen. But the Monstrous Infantry are trying to do their Monstrous Infantry thing, just crump these big dinos. Now, the Minotaurs are going to do a much better job of that than the Chaos Spawn. And the Poison Warhounds is coming here to get a little rear charge and deal some of that poison damage. A lot of stuff for the Beastmen are coming back, including some of these very, very crumped Minotaurs with great weapons. Still have most of their models. They're only missing 4. This is becoming quite the little ball. Because the Chaos Spawn don't rout, this isn't as bad for the Beastmen as it appears. However, the Shredder with his Dread Aversion and Terror Causing can make all this infantry just run away in a flash if they decide to get some leadership penalties going. And the constant negging of the Pterodon Riders, dropping rocks on the... Oh god, they just wrecked those Centaurs with the rock drops. Oh, King should have paid attention to that. Jeez. That is huge. Now the Pterodons can do whatever the hell they want. They are the Firelead Bola variant, so not going to be too great against Monstrous Infantry, but we'll still put in work. You can definitely do something about this little blob over here. There's just not a lot besides Minotaurs with great weapons that can do much against the Shredder right now. Those Centaurs definitely needed to be piling in the damage on the Shredder, along with cycle charges from the good old Minotaurs. But Lord Mazdamundi combined with the Shredder, if he has some mana left, he should be able to do some heavy work against this blob. We'll see though. If Mazdamundi gets sniped, there is definitely a possibility that the Shredder could get routed off here if he's surrounded on all sides. Centigore's coming back for the last hurrah. Grey Shaman of Death still alive, sitting outside the circle. Now, the Thunderous one gets routed off, probably chased off by the Minotaurs with great weapons. The good old Shredder is going ahead and terrifying these Chaos Warhounds, making them yeet on out of there, but they will probably come back looking at the shape of their leadership, or at least this one will. I don't know about this one. And Chaos Spawn just hanging in there, sticking to him like glue, not doing too much for him, but they are keeping them immobile for now. Pterodon Rider is actually getting beat down by the remnants of these Centigores. I don't know if they should have engaged on the ground there. I think Fire Leech Bolas to them would have maybe just done the trick at how low HP these guys are. Yeah. Mazdamundi's still healthy, and the Shredder is slowly getting knocked down here. He's definitely getting a lot of kills on this infantry. But he is slowly getting... Oh, he's getting Soul Blighted. He's not getting Spirit Leech, but he's getting Soul Blighted, so his armor's decreased by 30, bringing it down to 7. 7D. 0 at the end there. Gojir, the strokes are real. But Mazdamundi throwing down a Shield of the Old Ones, smacking around some Minotaur of the Grey weapons supported by the Skinks, and he's going to do pretty well for himself, I think. A lot of the Beastmen keep coming back, though, and they keep trying to get surrounds on the Shredder, and if the Shredder goes down, there's a huge chance army losses might send Mazdamundi screeching for the hills. Discord gang alive. Rise. Rise, chicken, rise. Adult Swim references here. Anybody understands them. The Shredder's still getting surrounded. Leadership could come into effect here. He's surrounded on all flanks, and the terror is not kicking in. Yeah, he's waddling out of the way. He's like, get me out of there, man. Is he getting healed? Is he getting Apotheosis to look like? Lord Mazdamundi coming in for the support. Ooh, the terror. Oh, yeah, he just terrified a huge chunk of... It's just Morgar. Just chilling, smacking that Shredder in the butt. He's 13 HP. No, don't run away. Kill it. Kill it. Murder it. Oh, and he gets punted. Yeeted out of there. Oh, God. That was... Okay, well, he died. He died from the... Wow. Is this going to be a Lord Duel? Is it going to be epic Lord Duel time? Voice crack? Morgar's coming in here with his regen and with his little pimp claw. And, Minotaur's getting surrounded, but they're charging their way out. They don't, and charging their way back in as they get punted. I think the Lizard got this. I think if Morgar doesn't rally his men, Grey Shaman of Death might still... Ooh, he's putting down Spirit Leech. Very nice. Morgar's going to come in, smack around Lord Mazdamundi for one last time, but he's getting circle beat by a bunch of angry skinks with axes and sticks. It's still a close one. It's still in the realm of possibility for King to win this. It's gonna be hard because Morgar's looking like he's gonna take that leadership L, and we are getting a call here, but we're not gonna answer it at the moment. Ugh. All right, Morgar's getting punted still. Grey Shaman of Death. He breaks. So GG. That was an intense one. Hajal taking it. And yeah, Hajal deseated or unseated king as the current king of the hill. Glorious praise be to the Shredder of Lustria. 150 kills essentially. Good God, that was glorious. I think the Centigores just didn't get enough of their licks in the Shredder, and they got rock bombed by those Pterodons, which is pretty hardcore. Warherd doing okay for themselves, you know. They definitely put up a valiant fight against the red-crested skinks, but got terrified by the dreaded version of the Shredder Lustia like pretty swiftly. And that Grey Shaman almost came in clutch with the Spirit Leech, but I think he was just too little, too late at that point, my friends. Thunderous one underperformed for sure, but he was there and he did stuff. He was a dude. All right, Hadre's coming in. I don't even know who's on the list or who messaged me, but it is Hadres. He's back for more. Or wait, no, this is the first time he's in. Okay, let's put up our glorious little screen blocker here. off. The Fatty Slan watches. Always watching. Okay, where is it? Oh. The Prussian Prince might be coming on here today, folks. The Prussian Prince is an older. He is used to be a very adamant and competitive Total War YouTuber, and he still has those competition chops within him. The fire of the warrior. You're back starting PC Windows update. Okay, cool. All right, always bring double giant. Yeah, King is very adamant about his double giant play. It looks like Turn stopped by for a little bit. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Frankfurter. How many is that, a hot dog? Shredder won Norska by himself on it. Yeah, Shredder is a beast. I'm telling you, like if you're gonna go balls deep with the story, you might as well go all the way. It's like, it's 1/3, 1/4 of your funds, but it can be worth it. Like if you're gonna go that route, you might as well go Shredder because he just terrifies people so much faster. And so you can just get chunks of the army out of the way and then kill the vital units and then go about your day just terrorizing the people. And it seems to be the strat of the day, Shredder. The feral just seems like a little like even then I just don't know if the regular and the feral are worth the investment, although the feral may seem like more cost effective. I think just in practice with the upgraded stats, leadership, and shredded version, the shredder just does better. Anything my Gabo came seems not. Yeah, Gabo left the scene. I mean, good for him. He got tired of it. Move on. That's what you do if you want that. Wish all the best to him. Please say Vijal right away. See, I can't say it. Like you'll have to tell me, Falcon. Like spell it out. Spell the oh god, how do you say it? What is that word? The way you pronounce things. I'm too like uneducated to think of it right now. Vernacular very small. Yeah. Yale. Is that how you say it? Yale Nale? Yale Nale? Alright, cool. Yale. Oh yeah, wait, let's put him on the list, boys. God. I almost forgot. Put him on the list. Alright, yes, we're loading in, so the screen will be up. Scores. I'll have to DM Romulan Dog. I don't think he realizes what's going on as well. Romulan was one of the first contenders. Alright, cool. Let me switch back to our... Okay. For the Empire, we have Volkmar the Grim. Doesn't look... Oh, yeah, it looks like he brought his Emerald Eagle or whatever. The Jade Griffin. There's the word. Jade Griffin for regen. Got Soul Fire, looks like. Some other stuff. Got the Amethyst Wizard with Spirit Leech and his circlet of mana thing. Fuck, I don't know. 5 Spearmen total. Got 4 regular swordsmen. This is definitely just a placeholder front line. You sit there, you hope it holds, and the rest of your army does the work. We got the Black Lions. These have been a very popular pick, by the way, in the early access. A lot of people are hyping them up, getting them, trying them out, thinking they're pretty good. We got the... Okay, well, this combination I definitely would not recommend for most Empire builds, to say the least. We got the maximum amount of regiment or nouns you can have with the new unit caps. But we have the Sunmaker, the Templehof Luminarch, and the Black Lions. That is like ultimate memeage. I don't know how more meme you can get, really. One Reichsguard. So obviously, these artillery pieces better put in some work. Falcon is here to watch me get wrecked later. We're all here to watch you get wrecked. Yeah, it's all for you, Prussian. This is all for you, my man. All for you. Okay. Chaos with what is it? Yale 9. Okay. With Yale, we got Marauder Horsemasters. Ooh, the Horsemasters. So the very fancy javelin throwers. We got 3 Chaos Marauders in the up front. 4 Chaos Knights, or 3 Chaos Knights, one being the Sword of Chaos. A little Archaon theme action going on, backed up by 2 Chaos Warhounds with the Poison variant. Seeing the Sunmaker smash into some Horsemasters. It looks like Fire at Will was on for everything because they're just targeting the crap out of these Horsemasters. They don't have any other skirmish options, so I guess they would try to get rid of these Horsemasters if possible. Volkmar is there to soak up some damage, regen it later. And Black Line. Okay, sorry folks. Yeah, the Templehof is getting some nice jib shots, side shots into those Chaos Knights. The flanks are coming crashing down with the hordes of Chaos, the Rohirrim charge. But they're just going to be landing into some shitty swordsmen, and then probably backed up by some spears. As Warhounds, waiting for the opportunity to get into the cookie jar. Not much of a cookie jar, really, but into the Sunmaker. Swords of Chaos smashing into the swordsman, dealing some good damage. Volkmar backing them up. Other swordsmen just getting crumped on. Reichsguard coming in, but getting slammed by Chaos Knights continually. And although the Chaos Warhounds kind of buffered the Knights charge, making it not as potent as it could be, Reichsguard is still going to take the L here in Prolonged, for sure. Especially with no like buffs or anything. Black Lions, though, getting some really nice shots into the side of those Chaos Knights. So they actually can turn that fight around, surprisingly. But now the Spearmen are kind of blocking their line of sight. Well, you'd think. I don't know. Maybe they're just sniper volleys. They're getting caught out by some Marauder, Chaos Marauders, though. Not particularly great. Frontline held against the Cav onslaught for the most part. Marauders getting crumped on a little bit by the combined efforts of the spears and swords of the Empire. Looks like this Chaos build is not holding up too well so far. That being said, the Templehof Luminarch is now off the field, essentially. And the Reichsguard is finally going down. But they are just a holding pin for these Black Lions to just plow into the Cav of Chaos. They're raining down bolts of fury. Ever been in a storm, Wally? Storm of fists rain down on your head. But that's what Black Lions are saying. As they run away in fear of Archaon. Spearmen are going to try to cut them off. But yeah, I just don't think this... both armies were fairly memey. And it's still late, it's late game. And both still have a decent amount of resources left, so... Hell if I know. Chaos may be able to bring it back yet. Templehof Luminarch definitely getting chased off. That's not coming back anytime soon. Swordsman against Marauders. Black Lions getting caught out by Warhounds with Poison, who are winning. Although these guys do have 90 armor. And what is their... I'm saying 21. Yeah, they're not going to do too much against the Warhounds. They need spears or swordsmen to go deal with those guys. Yes, Marauder Horsemaster still in play, which is a pretty big deal. They'll be able to take down the wagons no problem. And this horse blob is actually looking pretty devastating. Volkmar's going in there by his lonesome. But he might just pop a Soulfire, I believe. Just try to murderfy all those boys. Yep. Soulfire, there it goes. And now Soulfire is upgraded and buffed in this new patch. And dealt quite a bit of damage, but not really enough to do much. It looks like the Amethyst Wizard is also popping a Fated Buna or Spirit Leech on these Chaos Knights. I think it might have been the Regiment Renown, but this one has decided to route off. We have a little bastion of hope over here for the Empire. The last man's last stronghold with the black lines and the tiny little screen of swordmen and spears. Archaon definitely in the cookie jar, taking down one of them. Looking like he might take down another, but he's getting swarmed by the good Samaritans of Reichland or whatever province they're from. Chaos Marauders coming in, trying to crump their way through. The wagons, most importantly, are getting routed off, which is probably the biggest deal. Swords of Chaos getting Spirit Leeched again, so they should be off the field somewhat soon. Are we seeing like a little banishment here? Yeah, kind of wavers off. Doesn't really go where Hadres wants them to. I think Ajal's actually taking the field. Whoa, wait, nope. Yes, no. I thought a bunch of the Chaos Knights was routed. Looks like they are. Volkmar is standing pretty tall though. Tall in his pimp chariot, his pimp mobile. But Archaon and his trusty steed, Dorgar, should lay down a smacking on Volkmar, especially if he pops a Slayer of Kings. Sure. I think this is if I was a betting man, I think Chaos is gonna win. Purely due to Volkmar just falling to Archaon. There's not much besides like Spirit Leeches that the Empire can do to help that cause, really. Although, if Archaon's army abandons him, maybe it'll turn around. I think their Archaon will just bitch slap Volkmar into the next dimension, and that will be that. As long as these Chaos Knights hold for just a little bit longer, and the cycle charging will commence, and maybe with a bastion of leadership from the Amethyst Wizard, these Spearmen can hold out. Who knows? This is a tight game. This is a tight game, man. Yeah, we got Marauder Horsemen cycle charging in. Some of the Spearmen are breaking. Archaon's still trying to get to that booty. Volkmar is just kind of shifting around, using his men as fodder, as you do. I think that's actually game for Chaos, no? We have a broken Marauder Horsemaster. Everything seems to be routing. I think it's GG for the Chaos, actually. Hadres looks like he's taking this game with the full meme artillery spam. And it wasn't really spam, it was only 3, but they were quite expensive. And the Luminarch definitely didn't get its worth out, but the Black Lions did a hell of a lot, for sure. And Sunmaker, we'll have to see the results screen, I guess, but GG. GG, lads. Or Regiment or 9 already. Indeed, it is OP. Look at the OP-ness. 69 kills, that's what I like to see. Yeah, no. No! Sunmaker has failed us this day. Templehoff actually did okay, I guess, against some of the Chaos Knights and Horsemasters. Got some jibbing shots. You know, definitely not worth its cost. Didn't pay itself back, but did stuff. Contributed. And then the Tar Pit, Spearmen, and Swordsmen definitely held their job. The Reichsguard were really the MVPs. They just sat there and took it. They just took all that cav, and then the Black Lions just shredded the flank of those Chaos Knights. So very well done. Chaos Warhounds putting in work a little bit there. Took just a little too long to get into the cookie jar, the proverbial cookie jar for Archaon and his spiky horse boys. But well fought. Well fought. Alright. Prussian, if you want to get on in here. Want to hop on in. We will go ahead. Do it to it. Ooh, okay. Do we have a competitor here? Let me hit up Romulan dog. Hit up the dog. See if this lad wants to join us. Gonna get in, yes. Okay, cool. All right, whoever makes it first, Dog or Prussian Prince, will be the next, and then the following lads of our competition. Let's get the army blocker, and let's get our counter going. So, who won the last one? It was Hadres? Yes, it was. Okay, there we go. Hadres. Perfecto. Oh, not perfecto. Back. Yeah. All right. Seems promising. Game crashed while joining. Ooh, lovely. Yep. He did indeed crash. He has abandoned us. His computer said, no. We are the Knights of Ni. Yeah. Yeah? Okay. There we go. We got the boy in. If you're not already in Air's Discord, you should join so I can add you to the content creators. I know you streamed until last week. Oh, well, yeah, I'm in Air's Discord. Wicked. I'll make you admin, or not admin too. I'll make you a mod in here because I do a fabulous job on other people's channels as well. So, they can change the map. Like, yeah, pretty. Um, map. Okay. Now everybody's just worked out stuff so far, but if they want rules, that's generally what you do. The host chooses what map he wants, and then uh, the incomer chooses like a faction to ban and a pick, or a pick and a faction ban. Almost 3,000 members. Oh, geez, dude. Yeah. Romulan, we'll get you in next. I have a little list, or I've paper for a list. Oh boy. So whenever you're ready and this game is over, you will be first on the list. Now, for now, you'll get to watch some sweet, sweet Prussian Prince action. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't change the map for 3. I didn't even notice that. My noobish mistake. Yeah, everybody's just arranged it so far, but Prussian was like wanted a rule set, and that's what I do normally if I stream because I've streamed twice, 3 times before, and we've done that every time where the incumbent picks the maps and then somebody just picks and bans. And I know some people like to pick and ban 2 factions sometimes, but I think that's just for King's Cup. I don't know. Well, I mean that's how I'm doing it here, Falcon boy. Like you guys don't have to do that, but if you guys want to do that. Because that's how people wanted it structured previously. Yeah. And then, you can choose what. Yeah. It's preferable that they just figure it out. That's what's happened so far. Need structure. I'm there for you. Right. Dark Elves versus Fire. For this I've actually not seen. I don't think we saw this in Italian. I haven't seen this matchup played a lot in general, so we'll see what master strats are employed here, or if we shall see more of the memes. A bit of both. That's what you want in life. A little bit of both. A little spice, a little sugar, a little everything nice. These are the things. Great. The Total War Warhammer community. All right. Computer, I'd like you to load. Load games faster. My one wish. Oh. Wait, I like it. All right. A 2 Spearmen. Looks like 3 Empire Knights with a Zintler's Reichsguard. 4 Pistoliers. Oh boy. 2. Oh. 3 Pistoliers and an Outrider. Okay. The Black Lines. Yep. Yeah, the 2 Spearmen being deployed. So this is a very cav heavy army with the Toad. He's got his regen and his little leadership debuff. Bow Seeker. Then we got a Spirit Leech and a Soul Blight and a Circlet on the Amethyst Wizard. Oh, Prussian Prince, the elf boy himself. I've only seen him play elves as he's rejoined the community here. He's playing Dark Elves with 3 Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows. Backed up by a line of like 2 Spearmen and 3 Black Guard of Nagaron with 2 Cold One Knights in the back, 2 Dread Spears in the back, and Malekith with Soul Quench or whatever. Not Soul Quench. Soul Quench. Soul Stealer. That is the word. And some breath, and that's about it. So we'll see who can outskirmish who. The Dark Riders and the Pistoliers and the Outriders are going to be going toe to toe. They're just saying GLHF. The Lizards versus Beastmen was no counterpick. See, like that's what I don't understand is like, even if they come to agreement, it can technically be counterpicking. I'm not saying they are not, but if they come to agreement and they're both fine with it, that's cool. If they don't, then they can use pick and ban stuff. I don't see the problemo. Okay. Let's see. Some Dark Rider on Pistolier action, as the Dark Elves are the aggressor. Moving up into this cav heavy army for the Empire. Ooh. Black line shooting in. Got a little bug in my throat. Need to, not literally a bug, but just figuratively. Need some water after this game. The Dark Riders, yeah, just positioning. Now Prince, I know, is very good at this. As Rome 2 had a lot of skirmish positioning here, well, so he can definitely try to flex those muscles here, get back into the groove. Pistoliers dealing some damage to the, picking off a little bit of the Black Guard with their non-shield. They have 100 armor. It's not gonna help you a whole lot when you have no shields. Well, it'll help a decent amount. Over time, those Pistoliers will crump them. Black Lions, not so isolated. It's almost maybe a little trap, but hopefully he springs it correctly and doesn't get them totally caught out here by the Cold Ones. Coming in, the Dark Riders getting punished by the Pistoliers. Spirit Leech going down on the Cold Ones, trying to get trapped by Boris and Reichsguard. Well, these are Reichsguard. I counted a 3. 1 incorrectly. The Zintlers going in unbraced Dread Spears doing some good damage, and the entire Empire army is kind of waning back and forth here, waxing and waning, up and down. And Malekith trying to get some good old chomps into the Zintlers Reichsguard. They pull away relatively in time, but the Cold Ones are coming in to either trap the Zintlers and the Spearmen. The Spearmen are kind of buffering the charge against the Zintlers, and they're kind of trapped though now. Dragon waddling in, Dread Spears. He's definitely gonna want to retreat this way. But the Black Lions are now kind of not safe, with the Cold One Knights zeroing in along with Malekith, where Boris is chasing off some Cold Ones, which was worth it, but also may not be if these Black Lions end up getting caught out for it. Dread Spears and Blackguard should be putting in work against the Spearmen. Malekith coming in, smacking the big Black Lions, trapping them, soul stealing them, and they're taking quite the beating from the Cold Ones in Malekith. They may not come back. Not enough support around here to get them out safely, I think. And that could be a big loss for the Empire. Still a lot of healthy spears on the field as well. However, still a lot of pistolier fire to whittle down these Blackguard, maybe cycle charge them. But also a lot of the heavy hitting cav for the Empire, including this Reichsguard over. Oh, he's left over here. Oh no, definitely need to bring that guy over here. They're just gonna be losing value all this time. Not with that Reichsguard. Dark Rider's still very full HP and ammo in their pocket. Amethyst Wizard caught out. Reichsguard cycle charging, getting some good damage in on the Blackguard. Spearmen and Blackguard chilling in the forest, taking less withering damage from this blob of pistoliers as long as they are in the forest. But the Zintlers are pretty much getting wrecked. Pistoliers and Dark Riders going toe to toe. Skirmish cav fight. Dark Riders are winning, it seems, with the Murderous Prowess, I believe. And the Pistoliers are just chilling. Ooh, that was a nice little breath from the Outriders. Giving them a nice leadership debuff and also taking them down a notch. Dread Spears routing off, but a very healthy contingent of Dark Riders. Black Lions have ceased to be. Zintlers and the Pistoliers totally destroyed those Dark Riders, though, with the rear charge. Dark Riders should have probably yeeted out of there. Reichsguard finally coming in to support. Still a lot of healthy Dark Riders and Spears on the field, though, along with a full health Malekith from Soul Stealer and just picking his engagements fairly well, along with the Toadbringer not being there to come back him up when needed, kind of floating around. Toadbringer's definitely done his fair share, though. Killed some Cold Ones, but he needed to protect those Black Lions. They're just too much money to lose that early in the game. Late game Black Lions will just definitely win the game for you for certain. Zintlers hanging on by a thread. They're still alive, which is very impressive. Testament to their stalwartness. But ooh, the toad better get out of there. He's gonna take some very heavy arm piercing damage. Those Cold Ones, though, are gonna get pinchered a little bit with the Outrider and Pistolier fire, along with a healthy Reichsguard unit charging in. Nice rear charge on the Blackguard and the Cold Ones alike. Very well done. Frontal charge from Pistoliers into Blackguard. Not going to do too great. Or shouldn't do too great. A little worried there. Is like, Blackguard's losing to Pistoliers? Jesus Christ. What's the world come to? Albert's truly useless. Spearmen kind of left hanging, but, you know, I wouldn't say they're useless, but they're definitely not going to be able to contribute too much anyways. Pistoliers fading away from the spears now. The issue is that the Dark Elves have a lot more ammo than the Empire do, and it's pretty much looking like they're going to be able to force the engagement soon, which means they're going to be able to sit, poke at the Empire, and force them to come to them, or just take Withering Fire over and over. He's getting split up though, which is not what you want in this situation. The Empire trying to like spread you out and get piecemeal engagements, and that's how they're gonna try to scrape back this game. As soon as you get clumped up, and not clumped up, but together, and the Dark Riders are relatively safe, then it's pretty much game over. There's just not enough on the field for the Empire. For Hadres. And Malekith being and I think Boris is gonna have to fight Malekith. That's the only way you can maybe bring this back. But the Malekith presence, Dark Riders, I think it's definitely GG. I'd say it's definitely no way can the Empire scrape back what they have lost. I think it was the Black Lion misplay that was really just having them out in the flanks like that with only they had one jump surprise, but then Prussian Prince just dragged his other Cold One Knights from the other side of the battlefield and was like, okay, well, I'm here now. And then Empire didn't respond in kind because basically all of his army was Cav, so he kind of had to preoccupy the rest of Prince's army with that Cav. So he couldn't spare any to come help the Black Lions, which led to their fateful demise. And that's a GG. GG to Hadres and the Prussian Prince. Prussian Prince making a comeback here, getting on the scoreboard. Malekith doing very well for himself. Dark Riders ended up being the key, one of the keys, but they really didn't do that much damage overall. They're just kind of poking away HP at Cav and mostly just shooting back and forth between the Cav. And Blackguard held up, against all Cav army. Blackguard tend to do pretty okay, even if they did get shot to shit. Wow. What? What does mean? I don't understand. He did bring all Cav, which I wouldn't recommend, but also I don't play Empire enough to be like, that is never a viable build, because I probably could be, but not protecting those Black Lions, I'll tell you, is not viable. That's what's not. Anyways, GG to both of them. Both lads fought well and hard. Now it is a Romulan dog, if you're here, buddy. Yeah, I would definitely say Dark Elves are probably favored in the match. GG to all. While we wait for Romulan, let's go ahead and put up the scoreboard. Russian Prince, buddy. Auto. Okay. Good. But so we're still at King of the Dead. Has the most wins here. Out of everybody. I don't know who's coming back, who's not, but so far King is the reigning king for longest streak. And we'll see how the day continues. Okay. Alright, there we go. Record wasn't too terrible here, but the early Cold One lost her quite a bit. Yeah, no, it definitely did. But I mean, you made a better trade-off. You traded those Cold Ones for the Black Lions, which was Romulan Dog, the Turtle Hermit, coming in to crump some gits and hurdle some termits. Wait, what? Yeah, playing Brett's. Sure, I will go Bretonia. Okay. Uh, Um, freeze here. Oh, I think the game froze. Hold up. And uh, hmm. I think we're okay. I think. Heck. Okay, yeah, we just crashed. We did indeed just crash, so let's put up the scoreboard for a minute while we get this back right. Up and going. It wouldn't be Warhammer without a crash, right? That's what I'm saying. Hmm. I don't know what caused that. I mean, it's probably just random. You gotta worry as a laptop user if your machine is overworking itself sometimes. Because if it is, the crashes will only get worse. But usually, stream we have our token crash, and then it recedes and doesn't happen for the rest of the stream. So good. Oh, did he get did he get 2 wins? In my extreme meme team heart, not hard as one. Yeah. Well, I mean, he did win, right? Padres won once with the Empire. And is did Padres win twice? Am I wrong? Let's try the spec again. Felk days, yeah. Or Hodcon. One of them. Alright, it looks like we're back up and going, boys. Um so let's go ahead and get back to the basics of love with a little Romulan dog on Prussian Prince action. So it looks like it's gonna be Bretonia versus something. I am muted. Jesus. Alright. Ah! Alright, we getting our army blocker out here. Stuff. Go. It's alive, dude. I know. Apologies for that. I didn't realize it muted me when I came back in. I just had to restart OBS, apparently, was the golden ticket. Realize its tricksy ways. Okay, so another should be very cav heavy matchup. Go with Turtle Hermit, good old Romulan dog first. We got 2 Grail Knights on the outside, it looks like. About 4 or 5 Peasant Mob. 3 Peasant Bowman classic variant. 1 with Pox arrows, so poison. Royal Pegasus Knights, good old magic attack, anti-large fly boys. Along with King Lewin, with all of his tricks and gadgets, so his regen, his Sword of Corone debuff, Foe Seeker, good stuff. Got 2 Trebuchets, ooh, 2 Blessed Field Trebuchets, okay, to do the magic armor-piercing damage. That is to mitigate Dragon Prince's, like, physical resist, and a lot of units on the Alpha roster have resist. See here by the good old Phoenix Guard. And we have I don't think we went over the Men at Arms shields. That's pretty much it. So front line, like we discussed before, the Phoenix Guard is by 2 spearmen on each flank. Keepers of the Flame, so they have the little explosives and just upgraded stats, what have you, magical attacks. It looks like. 2 Lothern Sea Guard on each flank in the middle row that have 4 archers, 3 spearmen in the back line, supporting the back line, 2 Illyrian Reavers, just kind of chilling. They're just going to be harasser units. They're definitely not going to go up against any serious Bretonnian cav. And then Alariel on foot. Yes, on foot with Star of Avalorn. I can't get her. Models too. But Star of Avalorn, and it looks like Earthblood. And yeah, all that good stuff. The faction traits for both high and life magic there. Arcane Conduit and all that good stuff. Kind of see a very spread out formation from both these factions. Very shooty, very cav heavy. Dreamer being muted is the classic meme. Congrats. I know. I've fallen for another classic trap. God dang it. God damn it. Last few trebuchets setting up. So it's looking like the elves are going to have to be the aggressors. And we'll see where that takes us. Archers with 180. Peasant archers with 160. So he will be able to force the skirmish engagement once he gets into range, though. Blessed Field Trebuchets are probably going to be aiming for some delicious Phoenix Guard, I would imagine. Right off the bat. Yeah, you can see them kind of twist around. What have you. Ooh. Nope, that was in the lights flicker, but the car drove by. It was a very tall truck and over the window. Blocked me off from the sun. And, Iron Reavers, yeah, Field Trebuchets. Oh, they're actually targeting the archers. I mean, I suppose you definitely, these things can pressure you into doing moves you otherwise wouldn't if you're out skirmished. But I don't know if it's necessarily the best use of these Field Trebuchets to just target archers. That is in the eyes of the beholders, friends. See if the Keepers of the Flame get any of this friendly fire. Nope. This one archer unit is just getting pounded. The other one, not so much. Field Trebuchets slacking. Getting some pressure from Loon on the sides. But Lothern do not turn around to shoot. Lyrian Reavers and Spearmen are just kind of there. He's definitely going... Yeah, so they're definitely... The High Elves are definitely going to try to take out the Peasant Bowmen as quickly as possible, it looks like. Loon circling back. He might even just target Alariel right now. Yeah, Alariel's very unprotected. Not even within the realms of the Spearmen. Does she still have her... She has 67 to melee defense on foot. Jesus. That's almost 70. Woo. That's big boy numbers. So she should be relatively okay in short term against Lewin, because Lewin is not going to be able to hit her that often. But when he does, he'll lay down the Pound Town for sure. Grail Knights coming in actually let the Illyrian Reavers slip through, and they slipped through here too. And the Grail Knights just sat there, so Romulan Dog actually got very out-microed by Prussian Prince there. Just the Illyrian Reavers lightning striking in, taking out the artillery and the skirmishers. And this is looking very grim for Romulan Dog right off the bat. He really doesn't have that much to do with the Phoenix Guard anymore. And as much as these archers were brutal in pressuring, I still think the Phoenix Guard were better targets for that. And most importantly, not letting your artillery and skirmishers get mopped up by shitty Illyrian Reavers is definitely not the move. Royal Pegasus coming in, but they will be quickly shoved off by the Spearmen and or Phoenix Guard. Lewin just hanging tight. He's just sort of coroning everybody, just trying to snipe the crap out of L'Ariel, which he may very well be successful in, but he's going to get surrounded by some very high-tier spear units sooner rather than later. Psychocharge the Grail Knights coming in, maybe pushing all these guys away, so, whoa, he's pulling through. I don't know about that. That could cause some damage, all these guys getting hooked on there. Illyrian Reavers finally getting dealt with in the back line. Some of the less field trebuchets and the archers are coming back to go grab their artillery and their spots back. Get their spot back in line, man. And Lewin escapes with that little cav diversion, but now the cav are paying the price, getting stuck on spearmen and what have you, and take some pretty decent HP damage. I definitely wouldn't have pulled through, but maybe cycle charge and then come right back out and then move Lewin out once all those guys are on the ground. Pegasus Knights coming off. A lot of stuff coming back for the Bretonnians, and now the mobility for the High Elves is off the field, so he can, once he gets the field trebuchets back into position, and start bombarding once again. And if he keeps the cav healthy, this can definitely be a tight game. Men-at-Arms there are just going to get crumped by Keepers of the Flame and Spearmen, obviously. Both some archer fire and some trebuchet fire, that may change. We're just going to see how good Romulan can stall these archers and these Phoenix Guard before he regroups all of his troops in the back line. So the Royal Pegasus Knights kind of flying away, keeping their distance from the spears here. Not trying to get too committed. Lewin's fine as he regens. He still has a quite the decent amount of regen left. Almost 3,000 worth. Grail Knights doing well, cycle charging the Keepers of the Flame in the rear, right in the rear, and doing very well, keeping these men-at-arms and men-at-arms and I guess the peasants aren't no longer here, but the men-at-arms are doing okay. A heal going off by L'Ariel though, which is going to be a big deal. Can't reviv models on the keepers, but it can keep these spearmen relatively healthy. Now there's little piecemeal engagements going on around here. The Bretonnians are trying to catch out some of the archer units of the High Elves, but they're just too heavily surrounded by spearmen to really do anything about it. I come to Brett's Killing Elves, approved. Yes. Yes, it is quite, it was looking quite grim at the beginning. Those Illyrian Reavers of Princes just got right in the cookie jar. King Lewin smacking down some archers, trying to terrify him, get some good damage in. Star going down. King Lewin probably going to yeet on out of there to the best of his ability. Now it is kind of a stalemate. Prince is keeping in the woods a little bit. He's still got a decent amount of ammo on some archers. However, I think now Romulan, with his firepower, definitely laying down more punishment than those archers are capable of. So, with only having 2 Illyrian Reavers, Prince kind of limited himself to mobility and pressure. So now that a lot of his archers are damaged, he can't pressure as much as he wants to in the late game. These peasant bowmen and these trebuchet are just going to be laying down the punishment to this blob that is just going to get smacked by these holy rocks the trebuchets are throwing down. And now this is kind of, I feel like this is kind of a panic blob. You got piecemealed out here. There's a spearman, but still no bueno. Every little part of this High Elf army getting just chipped down. one by one. Ooh, that was a nice jibbing shot. That was another nice jibbing. Jeez. Yeah, and those trebuchets just tear through the physical resistance of Phoenix Guard. So very, very well picked by Romulan Dog for sure. Got King Lewin, like some sort of spells getting cast on him. Perhaps not. Maybe that's just the icon kind of bugging out. That looks like a Sword of Corone, but yeah, Sword of Corone. Okay, I don't know why I wasn't showing it on him. I guess it wasn't reflecting him. Anyways, Grail Knights coming in for looks like a charge out of the woods, so they're gonna have a little less momentum. Yeah, Ramen Dog's not gonna take that. Harrowing Fire from Lothern Sea Guards, but there's not enough of them to really do anything to those Grail Knights at this point. And Romulan really doesn't have to engage if he doesn't want to. He can just sit and pick Prince apart with these field trebuchets. And then when the time is ripe, when they're weak and softened up, the Grail Knights will come in for the hammering charge and just smack these boys down relentlessly, without mercy for the lady. But yeah, I think this is definitely Romulan's got this in the bag, of course, but this definitely had the opportunity early game. Prussian Prince was looking very dominant because if he could keep those bows and those crews routed off, he would have been in tip-top shape. But he lost his Lyrian Reavers to the Grail Knights, which is hard because Cav 1 Cav Micro is very, very intensive. But keeping those Illyrian Reavers alive was definitely top priority. That's all your mobility in this army build in particular. For the High Elves, speaking of the High Elves, they're getting a nice little lance to the rear of these poor spearmen. As another field trebuchet smacks into the Phoenix Guard. Lewin trying to snipe Alariel again, who has healed herself back up to full from at the beginning of the game. She got kind of caught out, taken down about to half health, but she just regen that, or healed that right back up. And yeah, we're seeing just some of the archers actually terrified and broke. Terrified? No, they just shattered. Straight up shattered. Nothing to terrify them, but I guess there's the shootout with the Lothern Sea Guard they couldn't handle. But the trebuchet should still put in enough work. It is a little more risky now, but these charges, unbraced spearmen should not do too. Oh, well, he sort of braced them. Ooh, and that was not a good charge. But it looks like he gets out relatively. It wasn't the worst commitment there. Trebuchet out of ammo. Trebuchet very healthy. You might want to circle your drills back around if Prince starts moving that way. A lot of infantry and Lewin committed to trying to kill Alariel, and the Phoenix Guard and Spearmen are running in to save their queen. The queen. And King Lewin is putting in the work. Sword of Corone and just... What else does he have? Does he have any AoE abilities? I'm pretty sure he does. And I'm just blanking. But he is putting in the work. Macking around Alariel. She's losing leadership. Rear charge from the Grail Knights. Pretty glorious. They're just running over. No mass. Elves don't have mass. They're more of the kind of dainty, hollow bones type. GG. Famous Prussian general. GG's though. That was a very good game. Prussian Prince looked like he had that in the very beginning of the game, but as soon as those Illyrian Reavers went and all the stuff came back for Bretonia, was definitely a turning point. And it looked like Alariel was going to get sniped at the beginning, but she turned it around. 67 melee defense on foot. It's insane. Can help you out a lot, even if you don't have a lot of armor. Tell you what. MVPs, probably Grail Knights, along with the Field Trebuchets, obviously, putting in massive amounts of work. Royal Pegasus got some nice little charges there in on the archers. Did their job well, even though there's not any large targets, which they're proficient at dealing with. But they did their job well at just being flying pressure, making sure those archers never felt a moment without them staring down at them, being like, "I'm gonna get you, boy." Just wait till those spearmen leave. But yeah, very well done by Romulan. Very GG to Prussian Prince. Because that was pretty good. If they saved that, I would enjoy that. Thanks. Screwed. Dog, do you want to jump in? Because there's nobody else on the list. Let's go. Actually, shift our attention to the scoreboard. So what are we Romulan dog? And about it. We're 2-1-1-1 and one and another one and another one. Host left the game. Okay. He has left. We will host a game as a spectator.